Well, hello there, and welcome to day 77 of our 100 videos challenge. Well, 77, three-quarters of the way there. Actually, I said that like 3 days ago. And of course, yesterday when I made the titling, I have day of the 100 videos. So thank you for not correcting me and thinking that there was going to be 100 videos in that day. Funny thing enough, I might, when this is all over, make a big compilation video on YouTube. Each of these is about 5 to 10 minutes long, and 100 days, it's 500 minutes. Okay, that's going to be a really long video, and I probably shouldn't do that. Okay, because if I don't get any views there now, I definitely won't with a 4-hour video. I'm not doing the math. That's probably how long it's going to be. So, today on my Facebook, I posted a picture, which I found to be quite hilarious because it's very, very meta. And it is a picture of Starscream from the G1 Transformers, Generation 1, pointing and yelling at Cobra Commander, saying, "You have an annoying voice," and Cobra Commander saying back, "No, you have an annoying voice." Now, you might ask yourself, why is this funny? Because these are two characters from the mid-80s, from very popular cartoons that were on, and they're basically having an argument with themselves and basically saying each other has an annoying voice. The reason it's funny is because it's the same voice actor. I believe it's Chris Latta is the actor for that. Now, here's the voice actor for both of those characters, and that's why it's funny. But in a more realistic thing, I use that for my Facebook today because everybody should have an inner voice in their head, kind of an internal monologue. It's that voice in the back of your mind that says, maybe you shouldn't put your hand on the hot stove. Sometimes we listen, sometimes we don't. But we often get annoyed by that voice and wish it would go away because, God dang it, I'm going to do my thing. And what makes it the most annoying is it's your voice. That's the funny part. It's your voice telling you maybe you shouldn't do that. Or maybe it's a chorus of voices. A lot of people have like an internal monologue. I call mine kind of a discordant chorus, where there's a lot of different views, and trying to make a decision on something gets to be kind of fun. Welcome to the inside of my brain and my thought processes. And those, trust me, are not easy to work with, but it's what we got. It's what I got. So, sorry. So, but the main point is, if the voice was not yours, you could ignore it easily because it's somebody else's opinion. People's opinions get ignored all the time. Look at politics. And that's as far as I'm going to say with that. But it's kind of hard to ignore an opinion that comes to you in your own voice. And whether I think everybody has an internal monologue. Not everybody can hear it. Like I said, and I might hear several different versions of, well, maybe you shouldn't do that. No, if you do that, you'll do that. And it basically kind of comes down to, the computer playing chess, and it figures out 10,000 different ways you can move on your turn, and then selects the best one and goes forward. But we need to listen to our internal voice. Our internal voice is what keeps us safe. It allows us to, it allows us as people to think, to weigh the cost. Life is a bunch of choices. The choices, it really comes down to a cost-benefit analysis. Is what I'm about to do worth the risk that I need to take to do it? And then basically you're weighing your pros and cons, and these are the voices that are in your mind saying, well, Here's this, here's this. Well, here's my list of pros, here's my list of cons. Which one has got the greater number, and which ones can I live with? And yeah, I mean, and we need that. That's how we make decisions. It's basically, like I said, life is a bunch of choices, and the choices are a cost benefit analysis. And will I get a good benefit out of this much risk? Or what risk am I willing to take to get this benefit? Some things are pretty easy in the morning. It's like, well, it could be all sorts of thoughts. And since I'm working on my weight and stuff like that during this quarter, the question really comes down to, I want abs, but I also kind of want a pack of cookies. Cost, benefit, immediate gratification versus long-term effects. And sometimes the evil Goofy and the good Goofy decide to have an argument, and maybe one's right, maybe one's wrong, maybe we're both wrong. Who knows? That's why there's multiple angles you got to look at things from. But basically, yeah, is the decision worth the risk that you're about to put into doing that act? Or, as I've mentioned in a previous video about sunk cost fallacy, is what I'm doing or currently doing and have been doing for years still worth my time? Am I getting the benefit out of it? Am I still getting the benefit of what I used to get out of it? And I think that's, and that's where I'm like, okay, well, I'm really not getting the benefits that I used to out of this today. It's time for me to walk away. So, and these are the decisions we make, but we all make them in our own voices, in our minds. If your voices sound like somebody else, actually, now that I think about that, that's probably not the worst thing either, because you have influence in your life. Your significant other, your children, your parents, your grandparents, your uncles, your schoolmates, your teachers. I really am just, it's the disquiet I think I'd feel about hearing something in somebody else's voice going, maybe that's not my lesson. That's somebody else's lesson trying to tell me, hey, remember this? Yeah. That's kind of what I'm looking at today. So, as a feature today, I'm going to see, hey, what are today's holidays, just to keep in mind. Today is National Awkward Moments Day. If any of you guys really know me, awkward moments is kind of what I build my life on. Let's see here. Oh, National Global Recycling Day. That's a good one. National 3D Day, for those of you who like 3D movies. National Ag Day, knowing where our stuff comes from. National Lacy Oatmeal Cookie Day. Okay, I'm not quite sure about that. I'll have to go. Ooh, National Sloppy Joe Day. That sounds like an idea for supper. All right. But, yeah, just to name a few. Okay, so I am going to wrap that up today, and wrap it up today by saying, as I always do, make sure that you are staying warm, staying safe, getting active, getting some air, drinking more water. That's important. Being kind to everybody that you meet today, being kind to animals, being kind to the environment, and always try to do the best you can to be kind to yourself. You folks have a great day, and I will see you later. Cheers.